Yes, sir. Woo. It's gonna be a great one today. I love doing this. You know, all jokes aside, it's always a genuine pleasure and it's such a great opportunity to be able to come out here, breathe in the fresh air, and have the rays of the setting sun energize me so that maybe I can give a great message. No matter what, I'm still going to passionately enjoy coming out here and being able to express myself however I please in this universe where we get to co-create our existence. Now, if you do happen to resonate with anything in this video and you feel the knowledge presented and expressed to you can be used for you as a tool for future reference, all you have to do is subscribe and maybe even leave a comment down below with any of your questions, or if you would just like to talk to me and have a friendly conversation, because in the end, we're all family. So don't hesitate to reach out to me on any of my social media or just in the comments down below. We're gonna be talking about Moldavite. Before I even say anything about this, okay, I want you all to understand that I consider myself an intellectual, a deep thinker, and someone that's very practical, okay? I don't just hop into trends and do things just because someone told me that there's gonna be some sort of extreme experience, okay? Now, I'm also aware that our thoughts and our beliefs have the ability and do create and shift our realities and our perceptions on life. And I'm also very aware of the placebo effect. Now, just to begin with, if you're watching this video at this point, you've already probably watched over 500 videos of people sharing their experience with Moldavite, just as I did before I came across my first piece. You've probably seen different videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and different platforms of social media, or maybe even just references from friends talking about this tektite. Now that intuitively alone should tell you something about this tektite, because when I was first researching Moldavite, it shocked me to see that so many people were fascinated with this tektite and had such broad and crazy intense experiences with it, whether those varied from good feelings to bad feelings. But whatever the case may be, you'll notice a pattern whenever you're researching about Moldavite. One, you'll see that whenever people buy one piece of Moldavite, usually you'll see in future videos, or you'll meet them later on and see that they're carrying a few more pieces than they started out with. Now, in conclusion, whether you resonate with the energy of Moldavite or you don't resonate with the energy of Moldavite, we can all agree that this stone does in fact carry some sort of intense energy that is going to push you, whether that's in a way that you feel is good for you or in a way that you feel is not so good for you. Now, when I first held my piece of Moldavite, it made me go, "Ah!" Not really, but it was intense. Now, technically, Moldavite isn't actually a crystal, it's a tektite, and it had its origins whenever a meteor impacted the surface of the Czech Republic about 15 million years ago, and the intense heat and pressure from that impact created a glassy green substance that shot up into the upper atmosphere and eventually settled back down onto the Earth's surface. And that is to say why there is such an intense energy and aura around this stone that has impacted so many lives of so many people. My experience with Moldavite started about 2 to 3 months ago. I haven't really counted, but before I actually came across my first piece of Moldavite, I was doing extensive research on a mineral or a crystal that would improve my biological physique, as well as increase my intuition and my ability to manipulate and control my energies within me, as well as outside of my being. Now, one thing that I can say that was a strange experience to me before I ever even held Moldavite physically was that while doing research on Moldavite and thinking of it so intensely to have it, I was noticing that I was experiencing this wave of energy to do more and be more and raise my vibration and raise my frequency before I'd even interacted with Moldavite in the first place. And now as I was reading the effects and benefits of Moldavite from other people's experience, I was almost feeling those exact same things before I'd even touched it. Now, as I said, I'm aware of the placebo effect and aware that thoughts and beliefs influence us, but I do believe that on a spiritual level, Moldavite was affecting my energy and calling to me and prepping me for its influence. Now, my first time to actually hold Moldavite physically and where I actually received my first piece of Moldavite was at my 9-to-5 job. And you know, it's such a trip because usually people buy their first piece of Moldavite. They'll go online to Mark Berzersky or Robert Simmons or maybe even Etsy, and they'll purchase their first piece of Moldavite and it'll be shipped to them, or they'll go to a local crystal shop and buy. But I never expected to be gifted a piece of Moldavite, especially knowing how intense and powerful and profound people's experiences have been with this tektite. Now, strangely enough, I actually received my first piece of Moldavite by a couple that continuously shopped at my 9-to-5 job. And from the get-go, I already noticed that they had a crazy aura about them. They were so kind to me, the other customers, the other employees, always had good things to say, and even to people that usually had a negative energy, they always felt bigger and brighter after they were in their presence. And after having the opportunity to speak with them a few times, I noticed that the husband and the wife herself wore a lot of crystal jewelry every time they came into the store. And I actually confronted the husband about it one instance in the store, and that's when he pulled out the most crystals that I've ever seen in my life. And it just threw me back, because for so long I was trying to manifest and find similar people to me, but I didn't expect it to be a married couple that spent a lot of time in Maui, Hawaii, and that's why I refer to them as the Hawaiians, and I didn't expect for them to be so much older than me. But apparently Moldavite has that kind of energy to where it can manifest the people to you, whether you expect them to be your age or not. Now, after that crazy interaction and finally realizing that I had found people that were interested in similar things as me, I just went ahead and asked them, do you know anything about Moldavite? And have you ever had any kind of experiences with it? Because I've been watching so many YouTube videos and I've been trying to manifest this stone into my life for the longest time. Do you know anything about it? And lo and behold, they give each other looks like this. And I was just like, what am I getting myself into? A few days later, he comes up to the store and he surprises me with the biggest chunks of Moldavite that I'd ever seen in my life. The first pieces of Moldavite that I've physically seen in my life, first off, and the biggest pieces that I've seen since I've been doing research, okay? And he called them Groots, but they were about 3 to 4 times the size of this. And Moldavite pieces actually don't get that big, so this just shook me back, okay? And he grabs these pieces of Moldavite and he puts them in my hand. And I literally felt like somebody picked me up, filled me up with air, and sat me on top of the clouds. Because I was immediately, everything that was going on around me just instantly became crystal clear. Like, it wasn't like everything just shifted and I was on like a shroom trip.
Let's just relax, smoke another J, and all calm down.
But it was just some kind of blissful, intense clarity, and the air just got lighter. Like, it just shot me up. Like, it shot my body up. Keep in mind that I was still at work and I still had my apron on and I was still trying to interact with customers. But he had these giant groups, as he calls them, in my hand.
I am Groot. That's right. I am Groot.
And I was just trying to keep it together. He was like, "You're up there, huh?" And I was like, "I'm up there." And it was just a crazy experience to me, because for so long I had watched so many YouTube videos trying to conjure up an idea and a perception of how this Moldavite was going to influence me. And a little bit, I actually doubted that I was going to feel much, but I knew that I was very empathetic and I could experience the energies of crystals, because I've had crystals in the past, but nothing like Moldavite. But eventually, I handed him back to Groots, and he just sets this piece of Moldavite in my hand, along with a piece of moonstone and I think a piece of Herkimer Diamond, okay? And if you haven't heard of Herkimer Diamond, it's actually a very great crystal to charge and pair with this to amplify Moldavite's energies, okay? And he hands these in my hand, and obviously I was just throwing it back because I was searching for so long to get this crystal, and they're very rare and they're very expensive because there's so many fakes on the market. And I was just so shocked that he just gifted me this stone, and he just said, "The energy is calling to you." It jumped out of the box and it wanted to be with you. And even now I just didn't know what to say. And just like that, you know, After searching for months and doing extensive research for months and trying to conjure up the friendship funds to buy a piece of Moldavite that resonated with me for months, I was just gifted a piece of Moldavite by a couple that I had previously seen in the store many a times beforehand, but I never had the time or the opportunity to really talk to them and express my desire for Moldavite like that. And then one day they just come in and give me such a beautiful piece of Moldavite, and for me to be able to still be in contact with them, and they share with me so many experiences that they've had and grant me so much knowledge and intellect and wisdom, that it's just mind-blowing. And it just shows me the power that Moldavite truly has, and I can't wait to show you more of my experience with it and share you more of how you can use it to improve your life and other crystals, and how to improve your consciousness and your awareness. And eventually I'm going to definitely have to bring the Hawaiian couple on this channel so they can speak with you and I can interview them and ask them questions, and they can share with you their story as well, because this is truly something that people can use to get themselves out of the ruts that they've maybe gotten themselves in, and how they can use it to improve their lives and heal from past trauma. Especially with people, there's so many detrimental things happening in society right now that we have to find a way to unite and come together and open up our hearts to be more empathetic and take care of nature and take care of each other. And I can't wait to do that with you. So I love y'all. This is Phoenix Rising. I'll see you guys in the next video.